I'm doing some live reporting right here from my living room, which is now the office, but I don't know what to call it anymore. I don't know. It's Robin's new bedroom. I don't know. Boots on the ground journalism here. I hate when people say that. It's hot as hell. It's hot as hell. And I hate it. I just hate it. But I'll survive. But it's hot. I've lived in England too long that 79 degrees feels like 110 Oklahoman. This is nothing to an Oklahoman. I've lost my edge when it comes to the heat, y'all. I'll report back when I know more. Hello, and welcome to Totally Schway, a podcast that's usually about the DCAU. My name is Mary.
And my name is Luke.
And today, we're going to do something a little bit different. Kind of. We're going to talk about the Supergirl movie that just came out. But first, we've got a few things to talk about before that.
Yes.
Do you have any news?
Yes, I do actually. I have several news items. So first one will be just a very quick one. Friend of the show, Stephen Trumbull, director of Batman Broken Promise, a fan film that came out in, I want to say 2022, might have been 2023.
Such a good one too.
Yes, it was very good. So he's doing a sequel called Batman Lost Cause. And what was very funny is that his promotional poster for it was like a close-up of Batman's chest with the bat symbol broken on it. The day after he announced it, Warner Brothers released the official trailer for Batman Nightfall, which was a close-up of Batman's chest with the bat symbol broken on it. It's funny how these things work out. Obviously, that image would have been planned in advance by both of them. There's no way they could have known.
Yeah.
And they had no idea that each other were making their announcements on the day. But there's a Kickstarter going for it at the moment. I believe it is actually funded now. I could be mistaken, but I think it's funded now. I'm going to include a link on there in case you want to participate. He's got some really good rewards on there, including letting people be voice actors or people being drawn into the film.
Does he know that I will do things for free?
Yes, I'm sure he does know. I'm sure he listens.
I almost made a joke that I don't think I should make on YouTube.
No.
That Jeff for sure said.
No.
Oh no.
No. So yeah, go check that out. So the second news item, which I'm sure you've already seen, is my second book, Rogues Gallery 2, is coming out in August. Here's a nice look at the cover. Beautiful clown fairground horror theme. I wonder which character is going to be the main star of this book.
I would have said carnival.
Yeah, Carnival. Yeah. You could also get a better look at it here with our first, what is this called? A writer's proof copy.
Yeah.
So we've been going through it looking for any formatting errors. There's only like one little change. So this is like your little preview of the actual thing itself.
Better than the 46. And I'm not even joking because I went through and I looked at it recently, like in the past month or so. I had a little journal bit saying like how many like little tabs we had put out and what I'd put on there, and I counted the amount of tabs and the amount of errors that I had, and it was 46 on the first one. The second one, 51. But I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, that. What better proof is there that you don't use AI to make your book than having 46 errors in the first proof?
It was more about formatting errors before we before I figured out how to do it. Anyways,
I was just going to tell people that there are. I don't think I got to say this in the announcement video or post on YouTube. So I did a community tab post on YouTube. Mary's just looking at stuff on her phone right now.
So you said you did a post and I'm like, oh, I need to go watch this.
No, it wasn't a video. It was a picture post.
Okay, then I've seen that one.
The videos were on TikTok and Instagram because they're shorts, and I'm never going to post a short on YouTube again because it absolutely wrecks the performance of my long form videos. Every time I do it, absolutely runs everything into the garbage. But anyway, I can tell you, how many chapters have we got in here? We have got 20 something. Well, look, there's 24 if you count the Arlene Sorkin Memorial at the start. And there are a couple of exclusive essays this time. One on Arnold Stromwell, the gangster from It's Never Too Late. And the other one is from, where is she? Ah, yes, it's Rupert Thorne's Hench Wench Supreme Candice. Now, obviously, I couldn't make a full video about her, but I could write a nice little essay about her and how she is like a dark mirror to Grace Lamont. But anyway, you can read more about that in Rogues Gallery 2 when it comes out in August. We've also got a foreword by Kevin Altieri, the director of many of my favourite episodes of Batman, the animated series. And I literally just came from, then he said Los Angeles, then from Anaheim in California, where I was at FanExpo signing copies of my book and hanging out with John and Eric Radomski as well. Jesus Christ, that's... I'll tell you, this is a little podcast exclusive here. I was genuinely worried about meeting Eric. I thought, oh no, he's going to think I'm a dork, he's going to think I'm a loser, blah, blah, blah. All these negative thoughts entered into my head. He was like one of the nicest, most friendly people, constantly making jokes and really good-humoured. Every time he'd walk past, he'd like pat me on the shoulder and go, hey, how's it going? You're all right? Yeah, you know, stuff like that. There was a very funny scene where a gentleman had come by the booth, I suppose, because I was sat between him and John Calnett, and to our right was Stan Berkowitz and Dan Rieber, to the left Brad Rader, Frank Parr, Kevin Altieri, and others. But this guy had spent 14 years collecting signatures of the cast and crew of Batman the Animated Series on this massive Mondo print.
That's
he'd got.
awesome.
Yeah, 14 years. Eric was the last person he needed, and Eric signed it for him and said, by the way, could you draw Man-Bat on it, on the flying over the moon on this print? And Eric went white. He was like, oh, the pressure. He didn't let on to the guy that it was like something he was worried about, but you know, so he went off and he did a drawing on a post-it note first to make sure the guy was happy with it, and then he did a version of it on the paper, on the print itself. After the guy was gone, he was like, I was so worried. I thought I could have ruined that guy's 14-year quest to collect all the signatures, because the print was on slightly different paper. It was like a textured paper. If he did,
which matters, by the way.
Yeah, particularly if you're drawing with like a Sharpie, you know, or a pen like that. But he did a great job. It turned out wonderful. But any time anyone came by afterwards and they said they had a special request, I would poke my head over and go, "Can you draw a Man-Bat on it?" And he would shake his finger at me.
So, would you like to know some of the things that I did while you were away?
No.
Too bad. Things I did in the past 2 weeks. There are some things that I have done where you've been here.
Okay. She's got her notes out, so you know it's serious.
I don't normally have to wear my glasses to read, but I'm going to read that from quite far away, so. Vacuumed a lot. Watched Twisters.
Okay.
3 out of 10 stars. Watched Harley Quinn.
The animated series.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't rate it because that's how good it was. It was great. And I'm very upset that it might not be coming back. Put Duck Lego set together.
Oh, hang on. Here is one of them.
Yes.
Quack.
Thank you. Tried on new eyeglasses.
Oh, perfect.
Picked new eyeglasses.
Even better.
Yeah. Haven't bought them yet. Because I need to actually set up a test. ADHD. Saw Supergirl. Spoiler alert. 10 out of 10 stars. Saw Disclosure Day. 8 out of 10 stars. Bought Brandon Flowers tickets. Got new pillows. Went to the Marilyn Monroe exhibit. I can't remember if I said that last time. That was my news. Sorry.
Awesome.
I interrupted your news to do a little bit of mine.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I think that's really all the news.
Yeah.
Channel members, I did a video about what I got up to at Anaheim, so you can watch that. Back Issue Brigade on the Comics channel, there was a separate video for them as well, mainly talking about the comic stuff. I got to hold a copy of Batman #1 from 1940 that cost $275,000. That's more than our home cost. And yeah, one day I'll be able to buy that. One day.
Anyway, Supergirl. I have to just be completely honest with you guys. And I think you guys already know. I loved it. I loved it. And I loved it more than I thought I could love it. And I'm not surprised that I liked it at all. I'm just surprised that I came out with the emotions that I did, because I honestly thought I was going to be pissed off or something, because I was like, oh, they're going to have too much Jason Momoa and all of this. And honestly, the perfect amount of Jason to introduce him as Lobo. He got some funnies in, but I just freaking loved that they focused on Supergirl, like her story, and helping other people while also trying to save Crypto. And it's wonderful. By the way, if you're watching this, there's going to be spoilers in there. And I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if we're going to do spoilers, I'll hold up the Rogues Gallery cover. So if you want to skip over, just wait until the Rogues Gallery cover is down. In fact, it'll cover my face. And then when the cover is down, you can see my face again. That's when you can listen freely. If you've not, if you've got intentions to go see it and don't want it spoiled, okay?
Yeah. So my main thing about this is that...
Do I need the poster?
No, not right now. I love a movie that is very in tune with how I feel as a person living in 2026, and also as a queer person and a person that isn't a white man in 2026. And I'm gonna tell you this, there were a few times that I got like really emotional, because I just felt like somebody listened to what people my age actually said and did. Not directly to like DC or anything, but just in what we do in our everyday lives. And it just felt really good. And to come out of a big, blockbuster movie these days and to feel that way is really hard for me, because I know what's going on in the world, and I know what is going on behind the scenes of what's going on in the world, and it sucks. But I came out of this with exactly what you would hope, and that is hope. And it just amazed me that that is what came out of this for me. I thought I was gonna be like, yeah, it's like badass because, all the fighting and stuff like that. Of course it was. Let me tell you, she reigned supreme in this movie. Like, Millie Alcock, like, supreme. And I am very, very vocal about, like, like some of my favorite characters and stuff like that. And she has, like, literally, she is amazing. And I'm gonna say this, and I know y'all know I love Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman. Okay. She was my number 3. Okay.
Zoe Kravitz was?
Yes, she was my number 3. My number 2, I'd probably say the Ben Affleck Batman. No. Excuse me, Kevin Conroy. No, that's totally wrong. I'm okay. Number 1, Kevin Conroy. Number 2, Henry Cavill as Superman. Number 3, Zoe Kravitz. Number 4, that's where we're gonna put Ben Affleck as Batman. But y'all, I gotta move Zoe down. I gotta move Zoe and Ben down and put her up there, because that, for me, someone who is very like, I like what I like, and if I don't like it, I just, it's really hard to change my mind. And if a new character comes in and it's slightly different, it's not that I don't like it, but it's different, and I still just love this one. And y'all, it really moved me. how realistic the emotion that this actress had for the for the script, and I loved it. And I'm just going on and on, but that's what this is about. And
Yeah.
I loved the whole thing. I loved the story. When I didn't actually look into which story it was, like, completely. I didn't, like, you guys know, if you've listened to the podcast before, I like to be surprised by certain things, and I wanted to be surprised. I knew of the story that it was based on, but I was like, nope, I'll read all of this afterwards, and it was just so good. It felt, not only do I feel like I was heard as a person, as a human, all of that, but I also feel heard by how much Supergirl not only loves humanity, or she's learned to love humanity, but also just loves Crypto. And honestly, like, the dog Crypto reminds me of a dog that I had, Gandalf, that one of my friends gave me when I was 18 and or 17, going on 18, and that dog was just like one of the only friends that I had that I actually felt like really comfortable with, and changed my life, and all of that, just like how my cat Isis did. And it felt really good, and I felt like, wow, maybe I'm not as weird as I always thought, because I don't have kids. I don't want kids. I have my cats at the moment. I've had pets before, and I've always felt such a bond with them that I don't think I would have ever felt any other way. And to show that kind of love, and in a serious way, in an absolute serious way. This isn't just a dog. This is a part of the family. This is a part of her world. The tagline is "Home is where you are, buddy." And honestly, like, I think of that when I think of all of my, my beautiful, the pets that I've had, because I've always had a connection to them over people. And yeah, I always thought it was weird, but now I feel like, on this, like, 38 years on this planet, I feel...
How many?
Yeah. I feel like finally I see, even though it's like a comic book movie, I see the spectacular character who is, like, saving planets and, people and everything, has as much love for like a pet character as I do for my real pets. And it was really lovely, and I'm getting a bit teary, so I need to move on from that.
I'll just say that one of the reviews I saw for this film before going in was like a reputable outlet as well. They said they didn't understand why Supergirl was so affectionate towards Crypto, like their relationship wasn't established. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's her dog. I could tell you've never had a pet before.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a spoiler. Spoiler alert. Remember, when you see this, spoilers. So, one of the differences between the movie and the comic it's based on, Woman of Tomorrow, in the comic, Supergirl goes on this quest with the girl Ruthie to find a cure for Crypto. But Crypto was never in any danger. Crypto recovered because he's a super dog. It was all about Kara wanting to save Ruthie, basically. And in the film, Crypto is deathly ill, and Crypto will die within 3 days if they don't get back. And spoilers, they get back in time. But I thought that was a difference. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a significant difference between the source material, and I can see why they dropped the subtitle "Woman of Tomorrow," because while the core, like, plot is broadly the same, there are a lot of differences, including the ending, which I thought was really very thought-provoking.
In the original story, she doesn't kill him, does she?
No. In the original story, Krem, is that his name, Krem, or was it
Yeah,
Krem? Krem. Yeah, Krem is sentenced to the Phantom Zone for hundreds of years, and he is released when Ruthie is an old woman, and he is repentant, and Ruthie takes him under her wing and will help him live a better life. In the movie, Supergirl stops Ruthie from killing Krem because she doesn't want her to be corrupted and tainted. She says, here, go, leave. He doesn't deserve having this impact on you. He's worthless. Go.
It's that thing where it's like, you won't recover from this, but
Yes.
because I've already done stuff like this,
Yes.
I will. But
Yeah.
she didn't have to say that out loud.
No, she didn't have to, because we understand that as the audience. And she sends Ruthie away to not see. Now, Lobo's watching from on top of the hill, because he was fleeing, because he got his... Fleeing, that sounds like he's, trying to get away.
Yeah.
He's not. He got what he wanted. He got his bounty, and he was heading off. But out of curiosity, he stops on the mountaintop, and he looks back, and he sees Ruthie about to kill her. He seems quite excited.
Do you think he would have if she didn't?
No, I don't think he cared that much. But when he sees Supergirl kill him, he smiles and goes, okay, and then leaves. Now, the thing with Supergirl, I'm going to stop the spoilers now, for now. Now, the thing with Supergirl is the online reaction to that film, before it even came out, was incredibly negative, because there is a subset of fans.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you there. I'm gonna say it just like this: the manosphere gets a hold of something, and then they like to put their own opinion, which is a piece of shit opinion, out, and then they put all of these like rumors and false reviews up, and basically say, oh, the movie's not good because they're men and they don't want to see women or women characters or queer characters or characters like that succeed at anything, and they certainly don't want a blockbuster movie being, a dominating movie that is by someone like Millie Alcott, who is amazing, and she happens to be, a lady. And God forbid that it's not always a white man.
Yeah, and I think that you could tell exactly what their issue was with the film as soon as they started mocking her appearance.
Yeah.
When she was cast.
Which, by the way, she's one of the most beautiful.
Yeah, she is a beautiful woman. She is not like conventionally attractive in terms of, perfect hair, perfect teeth, huge breasts, etc. She's not that at all. And Kara doesn't fulfill what you might call a traditional female role, in that she is independent. She goes off and does her own thing. She drinks heavily. She's, she kills people. She beats people up. She's not crass. She's not vulgar.
She is everything that they wish they could be.
Yeah, it's basically the fact that seeing a woman like that thriving and doing well undermines their whole, core beliefs that the only way a woman could be successful is if she is subservient to a man, etc., etc.
And I just cannot believe, I read something, it was a comment, because on Instagram, like if you start following certain things, and I started following the Supergirl movie and a cinema that was mainly doing Supergirl stuff, and in one of the comments from the actual movie, I can't believe Instagram would let it on there, but it was basically saying like, how the F is this garbage on the silver screen or something? Or not, they didn't say silver screen, but they probably swore more than whatever.
Yeah.
And it was just insult after insult after insult. And then they got to Jason Momoa, was like, yeah, Jason Momoa is gonna make this movie worth going to see. And I'm gonna tell you what, I don't know Jason Momoa. I've never met him. I don't know him personally. I don't know much about him. But I can tell you this. If you ever said something like that with Jason Momoa sitting with you face to face, oh, sweetheart, you would wish you didn't. Because he wouldn't hit you. He'd look you in the eye and then look at someone else and start talking to them. And that's where you would know that you would be ignored because you are a piece of shit. But you're okay to say that on... By the way, it was one of those things where that person did not have their actual face on their thing, and that is fine if you want to not, if you want to be anonymous. But if you're gonna say some of the things that this person said, maybe have some balls.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, when you look at the, I mean, I can't say this is true of every single person that didn't like the movie, because it did have some things that I think could have been better, but it's by no means a bad movie. I enjoyed it a lot. Mary rated it very highly. I would rate it highly as well, probably an 8, maybe a 9 out of 10. It was, what I would say in terms of like the cinematography is that the planets that they were all on looked kind of samey. And I would have liked a bit more variety. Spoiler, the planet with the two suns, the yellow sun and the green sun, which is essentially a kryptonite sun. That was filmed. I believe that was filmed in Iceland because it had the black, like volcanic rock there. That was kind of distinct looking, and that was okay. I would have liked to have seen more visually distinct stuff because it was very brown and kind of Mad Maxy.
Sometimes that's how some of the planets are. It's not all thriving and vibrant as Earth is. Like, obviously you've seen pictures of Mars, and which planet did Russia? It was either a planet or like a comet or something, and it was so bland but beautiful at the same time.
Yeah, but I would just say that in the source material, the Woman of Tomorrow comic.
Oh, okay.
There are a lot of different landscapes, and it would have been nice if they could have had more varied landscapes, is all I'm saying. But I know that this was a lower budget film, so, they just worked with what they had.
Yeah. I cannot rate this high enough. And it's mainly because of what I said earlier, is that I feel as, a millennial lady that's, all of the things that I am. I felt seen and heard, and I loved it. And I'm going to read the the original story because I have it literally right behind there. I feel like it's an important thing to see, and I loved it so much. I want to say more, but I don't really have enough words in my vocabulary to say more and to describe how hopeful it made me. Other than to say it just made me hopeful, and I think coming from like one of those super family things, those super family movies, it's just exactly what you want to feel coming out of one of these movies, and I did. And I just can't get over how amazing she was as Supergirl. Like, I really loved it. And it was the fact that relatable, obviously, like, relatable in like how she feels sometimes and all of that, totally relatable. And the care that she went into with this character, you can definitely tell. Not just the the choreography and stuff like that, but she has really put a stamp on superhero movies. And I'm not trying to sound like a fangirl or anything, but she did replace Zoe Kravitz. So, although that was hard. Like, I'm looking at my Vogue magazine that has Zoe Kravitz on it right now, and I'm like, I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry.
Can I talk about my favourite bit of the film now? I'm going to hold the poster up.
I was like, not about your book again.
No, I'm holding this up because this is a little spoiler if you want to go in completely blind, so don't listen to this part. Now, my favourite part of the movie was the flashbacks to Krypton.
Oh, yeah.
David, what's his name? Krumholtz? Is that his name, or was it Krumholtz? He was in Addams Family Values as Wednesday's little camp boyfriend.
Was he in The Sandlot?
I don't know. He played a character in Cape Crusader as well. I think he was King Tut in Cape Crusader. I'll have to double check that. But he plays her father, Zor-El, I think his name is. Yeah, I'm going to say it's Zor-El. And the scene on Krypton where, as Krypton is basically falling apart, his science project to save Krypton was to launch their city of Argo into space with a force field on it, basically keep them alive. And they lasted, a good decade, no, a couple of decades, didn't they? Because Kara was born 8 years after Krypton was destroyed. And she was sent as, I believe, probably a young adult, maybe an early teen, to Earth after Krypton's soil became irradiated by the kryptonite energy and everyone was slowly dying. And I found it really very powerful where Zor-El says he's dug up Jor-El's schematics for the rocket because he thought that was an insane idea, sending your child off into another planet where they could potentially be a god. He addresses Jor-El's plan to have Superman be a conqueror on Earth. And he's like, that guy's crazy. But he decides that he has to send Kara away because he cannot bear the thought of not just him dying there, not just his wife dying there, but also his daughter, who, as he puts it at the time, is the combination of their two souls. So it's, if she dies, then their whole family dies. That's it. Everything is over. Whereas if he sends her to Krypton and she can go find Kal-El, there's a chance that things will be okay. And the thing I really liked is that because Kara came there as an as an older person, you're taking over this, are you? Okay, I'm gonna let go. Because Kara came there as an older person, she doesn't have an attachment to Earth. She doesn't have really any positive feelings about the place. She thinks it's weird. That's why she spends so much time off the planet, because it just feels wrong to her. But in the end, she decides that she needs to go there and make the most of it. And I really liked the ending of the film, where Krypto is recovered, and she goes to Clark's apartment in Metropolis, and she says, I was thinking that maybe I might stick around. And he's so happy to see her. I just thought it was really, really very pleasant. And David Cornsweet's in it quite a bit as Superman, mostly through video recordings, some of the flashbacks. There's a funny flashback where Kara first lands in the Arctic, and she's speaking Kryptonese. He doesn't speak it, and so he's talking to her in English. He's like, I don't know why I'm saying all these words to you because you don't understand me. And yet he still continues. I thought that was really good characterization of Superman. So all in all, thumbs up for that film.
So is that our review? 10 out of 10?
Well, that's your review, 10 out of 10. Mine's a very high rating. Yeah. I will say one other thing, actually, just before we move on to the comment of the week. Is it about
the movie?
It is about the movie,
okay.
Yes, yeah. So I like that they didn't give the villain a sympathetic backstory. He's just a bastard. I think that the fact that he is essentially a slave trader, like stealing girls for the express purpose of breeding his band of pirates, probably triggered some of the manosphere, as you put it, who think that a woman's only role in society is to give birth. But I've noticed very few of them are criticising that part of the plot, or at least explicitly criticising that being the plot, because they can't be seen as being endorsing rape culture, for instance.
All right, I'm going to say something about the manosphere because it's my channel. I can say whatever I want, and it's my podcast. I can say what the hell I want. And right now, I'm going to say I am so bored. I am so bored of these men trying to get on a soapbox just because they think it's the cool thing to do, and disregard the importance of everyone else that doesn't identify as it's. I understand that we live in a day and age where we all feel like we should have a say, and honestly, yes, we should. But there comes a point in life and adulthood where you need to realize if you are being ignorant. And if other people like me have to tell you, you've gone too far. Women, trans people, queer people, and people that aren't just like them are just as important in this world. And I'm so bored I am so bored of the manosphere trying to stay relevant. And I know, yes, partially people like, myself being pissed off about it, keeps them relevant. But actually, being honest about it and not tiptoeing around and walking on eggshells around this topic is better than, what everyone else that I see online is doing. And what I hate is also when women bow down and try to conform to this manosphere by saying and doing things like giving reviews or talking about actresses or storylines or anything that has to do with ladies or queer people or trans people, and doing little digs just to say, oh yeah, I'm for you, but I'm not. But still trying to have an edge into getting some of those manosphere views. It's stupid, it's gross, and honestly, a lot of people that are very, very popular on, social media are doing that right now. And I think it's stupid. And I think if you stand up for something, especially if you're standing tall, as we all should in the month of June and every day of our lives to support queer people, you should not make little digs and put out videos saying that you don't like certain ladies in films or queer people or things like that, because people like me see that.
Yeah, I think the thing that really annoys me is the way that they refer to their opinion as if it's like everybody's opinion. Like I saw some...
I'm sorry if I don't make any sense.
No, you do make sense, but there was some person saying, this is all we want, and it was a picture of Sydney Sweeney as Supergirl, and I'm like, do you not know any other actresses? I don't want Sydney Sweeney as Supergirl. She's bland. She's been in a bunch of superhero movies that have tanked. She's not going to make a million.
Okay, I have to say something about that. I've seen one thing that...
Actually, sorry, I should correct myself. I shouldn't be unfair to Sydney Sweeney.
I've seen one thing that she's been in, and that's Euphoria. And I can't really say... because it was like she played one character, I can't really say much about her acting. It wasn't terrible, but I think they picked the perfect person to play Supergirl. And just because she doesn't have big boobs and bow down to what they say, who cares? Yeah. And why are we still thinking about those things in 2026 when, oh my God, Cindy Crawford, who, by the way, is one of the, if you actually read about her, she's so intelligent. And, it might not be that she got a degree from Harvard or something, but the way she has managed her career and the way that she continues to be a positive influence on some people, high form of intelligence, beautiful. But when I see Cindy Crawford, I don't necessarily see, her physical beauty first. I do see it, but it's not first. I remember some of the things that I've heard her say in interviews. And the same thing with Angelina Jolie. I do this when I talk to Luke and I'm talking about billionaires and stuff like that. I have nothing against billionaires. If you've worked really hard for your money, great. If you haven't, okay, that's something that you've got to put up with in your own head. But I think it was in a Lucky magazine or an InStyle magazine. Pretty sure it was Lucky. Angelina Jolie said in 2003, I think it was 2003, that she'd give away half of the money that she makes from a film. She didn't notice she was fortunate enough not to, notice the effects that it had. And that was her privilege. Before people were talking about privilege and everything, this woman who made millions in movies gave away just, half of what she made at this time. I don't know if it's the same now. And she talked about the privilege that she didn't even notice that other half gone. And we're still sitting here talking about the way she looks. And we're talking about Supergirl and the way she looks on Instagram and stuff like that. And it's like, I see a beautiful woman that has worked very hard for a great career and who is going to do amazing things and who stands up for what she believes in. Is that not what we want as human beings, to have beautiful people like that? And yes, okay, Sydney Sweeney is a beautiful person. I don't agree with her politics at all. But not everybody likes that. That's not my, that's not my style. Obviously, I don't look like that. But that's not what I think is, like, the most attractive. I like people with more tattoos. I'm just gonna go into Zoe Kravitz, like, fangirl thing now. Like, okay, so, like, this is what I like. I like when, I don't, yeah. Anyways, I'm sure you guys all loved hearing that. It's just, I'm so bored of angry little boys trying to feel important, when a good way to feel important would be to actually educate yourself and actually do something with your life, rather than trying to hide behind an anonymous Instagram account saying horrible things about beautiful people.
Any final thoughts on Supergirl before we go on to the comment of the week?
I think you guys should go and see it. I'm sure it'll be on HBO Max as well. Yeah. HBO Max, by the way, if y'all want to sponsor me, y'all can slide into my DMs on Instagram or TikTok. I'll be honest with you. I've got 90 notifications on TikTok that I won't read. So Instagram's probably better.
She won't read them either. All right, let's move on to the comment of the week. Now, you remember how this works. You, the viewers, you leave your comments, and then the other viewers will like the comment that they want to see be read out. The most liked comment of last week was actually my comment apologising for the technical issue last week where the last 10 minutes of the podcast dropped off, so I had to re-upload it. So I'm not going to read that one out. So I'll go for the next most liked one, which is the one and only Cucumber, who says, knock knock.
Who's there?
Find out next episode, only on Totally Schway.
That was a good one. By the way...
Only if they like it enough, though.
Don't forget, we also have the Serum Lake viewers on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
You can also see like chicken news and stuff like that, because I still keep up to date.
Well, actually, I would encourage Screen Wiper to continue sharing the chicken news, but only if he wants to. Don't feel like you have to. But I know that a lot of people liked hearing it. We got some good feedback about it.
It truly, as I said, like about the animals, it truly makes my day better when I read about your chickens, and it's nice to read like news that isn't like war or like horrible natural disasters and stuff like that. So it's amazing that we have such a great community, a small lovely community that I don't feel overwhelmed with, and I appreciate and could love more.
All right.
So what's the next episode going to be about?
Well, I actually think we should continue the summer theme of kick-ass superhero ladies.
Yeah.
So I think we should talk about the film Batman: Mystery of the Batwoman.
I thought you were going to say we were going to go watch the Batman and we could talk about Catwoman.
No. Mystery of the Batwoman. We've got to try and bring it back to
Don't
DCAU.
Forget.
Spoilers, no!
Don't forget. Oh, okay. There's
Yeah.
Luke wrote another book.
Yes, there it is.
It's a collection of essays about BTAS, and it's got some really cool stuff in there, and really cool editor. She's honestly f***ing fantastic. Oh, sorry. She's awesome. Not really. I can't even say that about myself. No, it'll have great forward, and really the art, as always. John has. I don't think he can do something I dislike. Yeah, this has gone on far too long. I'm too hot, and as you'll see in the breaking news, boots on the ground journalism that Luke will post somewhere in this beautiful vlog thing, is hot, and I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go wash my face and go back in front of the aircon. I love you guys so much, and yeah. Wear sunscreen, drink water, and please, for the love of everything that is beautiful in the world, don't be part of the manosphere. Bye.